guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to have a look at the fetch quest. This is one of my more requested tutorials, so I thought I'd put a quick one together to show you the basics of essentially a fetch quest and how I do it. In the actual level itself, I've got a simple setup. So I've got my player start, got Jareth 2, which is the NPC that I'm using to give the quest. I've got the quest item, in this case, which is called HP1, and that's all I really need. Jumping over into my scripts, I have 3 scripts set up. The first one is a global script. Now, I set this up in a way where I have a first map that is called global or globals that holds all of my globals. The reason for this is when a new game is started, it will reset all of the globals to their base stats. First of all, you can see here, we have the global setup. We have global HP equals 0 and global health item equals 0. And then we have the map go to 1. So what this script is doing is initializing the globals, and then it's jumping straight to the actual map where the game's happening. The game itself, I have it set up in virtual novel style so that you can interact with the NPC, and you have different levels of interaction. So it will depend on what you are doing, what you've collected, and where you are in that quest. Next up, we have the actual item itself. Now, HP1 is the half loaf of bread. It was originally a health item, but it can be used as a collection item too. So, start off with the HP script. So, the HP1 script is the item that you're going to collect. Now, in this, all I have is when you interact with it, it says you have found a half loaf of bread, so it's telling the player what they've found. And then you've got the global health item equaling 1, so it changes the global from 0 to 1, and the global HP from 1 to 2. Now that will make sense in just a minute. But next we have it for entity delete, so it removes it once you've collected it and returns you to map. Now when we go and look at the main quest script, this is where the bulk of the work happens. So the actual NPC that you're interacting with holds most of the script. What we have here is if global HP1 equals 0, it will play this first if statement, and that's starting the quest. So in this case it says, hey there, can you help me? I'm really hungry. See if you can find me something to eat. Now at that point it changes the global HP to 1, so that when this one has been done, it now jumps to the second one if you talk to that NPC again. And you've got to remember too, always have a map return in your if statement so you don't get stuck inside your script. So now that we have set HP to 1, when I talk to that NPC again, if I haven't gone and found the bread, it will say, did you find any food? And it will just keep looping on that until that quest is finished. Right, so let's just show you here in the actual game. And I run up to my NPC, I interact with him, says, hey there, can you help me? I'm really hungry, see if you can find me something to eat. And now if I interact with him again, because it has set that global HP, now every time I interact with him, it's just going to keep saying that. So now back in the script. HP1 will continue to loop because we've set HP1 at the end of that first portion of the quest. Now, with HP1 script, because it has global HP1 equals 2, once you pick up that piece of bread, the player or the NPC, when you go up to him, will now play the if statement that equals 2. And he'll say, thank you so much. Om nom nom. You are the best. Now, changes the global health item to 0. And it changes the global HP to 3, which means the global health item equaling 0, you no longer have that collected item in your inventory, and it's setting it to 3 so that whenever you talk to him again after that, it will play this one. Thanks again, I'm so full now. So if we go back into the game, we run back over here, talk to him, we want to collect everything, run over to the bread in the corner, pick up the bread, run back. Now he'll say, thank you so much. nom nom, you are the best. Now, if I talk to him again, he's just going to say, thanks again, I'm so full now. And he'll continue to say that because we have set that global variable to make sure that it loops to this one every time now. All right, and to quickly recap, we have 3 scripts. We have the global script, HP1 script, and the Jareth script. The global script, which is a map that I have just kept blank, and that is for holding the global values. We have the HP script, which is the item that you pick up to take to the NPC, and we have the NPC, which holds the bulk of the scripts. The NPC script holds the conversation, so when you start the conversation, that will then set it to allow it to talk to the next part of that conversation. Once you've then collected your item, it will move on to the third part of that conversation, and that also sets the global value to allow the fourth part of that conversation. And that's about it. So we have 3 scripts. The conversation script held by the NPC, we have the global script which holds all the global values, and we have the pickup script which gives you the actual item itself. You've just got to remember when you're writing the NPC script that each conversation is moving on to the next depending on what you have set. So one last time, first part of the conversation is asking you to find the item, and you set it to the second part of the conversation, which then asks if you have found it. If you haven't found it, it will continue to loop on that. Once you pick up the item will change the value in that global to allow it to move on to the third part of that conversation, which is a thank you and an acknowledgement that you have found it. And then it will also set that third option to the final conversation. Say thank you for finding it. The best thing to remember when you are in that part of the conversation where you have just given them the item, you need to then reset that global value for that item so that it can't jump back to that conversation at a later date because that quest is done. I hope that was clear enough. It was a bit of mind warp to actually explain it. Hopefully you guys have a better understanding of how the basic fetch quests works. If not, let me know. We will try again and see if we can simplify it a little bit. So next time, we'll see you then.